Lewis Hamilton had a really bad weekend racing in the USA. The 7-time champion just can't seem to catch a break in his final races with Mercedes. Some people think his team is working against him on purpose. He spun his car in the exact same spot where his teammate Russell crashed the day before during practice. This shows that Mercedes might not know what's wrong with their race car. Is this the goodbye that Hamilton wanted with a team that he helped become super successful? And is Mercedes doing this on purpose to hurt his feelings because he's joining Ferrari next year? Mercedes and Hamilton have had some problems in 2024. Everyone knew it would be weird because he told everyone he was leaving the team before the season even started. Many people thought this was because Hamilton knew the car was going to be slow from day one, but he actually won 2 races with it, which is more than he won in 2022 and 2023 put together. This should show that maybe Mercedes made their car better. But that didn't seem true in Austin, where everything went wrong for Hamilton. From the very first practice race, as soon as the warm-up lap started, Hamilton heard a clicking sound from his car. It turned out to be broken parts that helped the car turn. The mechanics had to change the car parts. All of a sudden, Hamilton lost control in a really strange way. He had moved up 5 spots in just 2 laps. It looked like it was going to be one of his best comeback races ever, starting from 17th place and finishing in the points. But in the end, he had to be happy with getting 0 points in Austin for the 2nd year in a row. It's really sad for the man who has won 6 races here and is the best driver on this track to see his last race with Mercedes end up in the gravel on the 2nd lap, causing the first safety car since the Canadian race in early June. Shows that Hamilton's luck is definitely not good. What makes us Formula One fans sad is that both Hamilton and his team boss Wolff know that it's not the 7-time champion's fault. When talking about this more, Lewis was sure that there was nothing more he could have done. He's never actually spun around here as long as he can remember, and he's been racing for a very long time. Lewis said, "I had a great start to the race. I shot up inside and got up to 12th place. At that point it was only the 2nd lap. So, I'm not going super fast or pushing really hard. I was just trying to take care of my tires. The car started bouncing on the way in and then it just lost all grip in the back and just went around on me. I've never spun in this race before, not that I remember at least. And if I have, it can only be once, maybe before in all these years. It's definitely frustrating, but I know that it wasn't because I wasn't focused or anything. It's just unlucky. It's not like Mercedes didn't have speed. We saw that with a different plan to start on the hard tires. Russell was able to finish 6th and ahead of Perez since he started from the very back. This was a huge success for the young British driver. You can only imagine where Hamilton would have ended up if he kept racing after the 2nd lap. He would have likely been up there fighting around 5th place, which again would have been one of the best comeback races in his career. But Mercedes, as always, decided to work on the car. Obviously, there was something really wrong with Hamilton's car. While praising the engineers for putting the car together so quickly, he pointed out that there was something basically wrong with it. He was possibly hinting that the upgrades aren't working nearly as well as they should. When Hamilton went out of the practice session in the first round, he was desperately asking his engineer Bono on the radio, "Where's the car's speed, man?" It's something that really hurts you to hear as an F1 fan, whether you like Hamilton or not. We're talking about the man who made Mercedes who they are today. While he wasn't with the team when Schumacher and others were building the foundation from 2010 to 2013, he was definitely here to be the man to lead them into success that not many could have achieved. Austin has shown that we are talking about a driver who offered to give his teammate the upgraded version of his car so that Russell wouldn't have to start from the back of the grid. But the team said no to that. This started some conspiracy theories that the team knew that the upgrades aren't nearly as good as they hoped for. Russell was given the old Singapore setup car for Austin, even though the main reason for that was because they didn't bring spare parts from the upgrades. Wolff, however, feels like there's nothing wrong with the upgrades. What's even more important is that he defends Hamilton's driving skills. He says there's absolutely no way he would lose the car there because he's driven it a million times in much more stressful situations, so it's 100% the car's fault. Wolff also said, "Where I sit at the moment, it's 100% not Lewis's fault." That's not to say that I'm protecting him. It's clear that it was windy. There was a slipstream. How does all of that work together? It was 100% the car. Lewis was not even pushing at that stage. We saw it with George on Saturday. Perhaps that was maybe pushing too hard, but still suddenly losing it and putting it in the wall. On Sunday there was wind and a bit of dirty air from the car in front. We definitely have a problem, and I don't know if the problem was the same yesterday. Lewis Hamilton doesn't lose the car on lap 2 like this. As for the upgrades, the Austrian has also hinted that we're going to see the same parts in Mexico, which is this upcoming weekend. The team hasn't gotten the most out of the package yet because they brought it on a weekend where they only had 1 hour to test it. Explaining more, Wolff continued, "I don't think we have a basic problem with the upgrades very much. I think it's more about how things work together, more airflow and mechanical stuff. So we're going to continue with the upgrade. It makes no sense not to because there's a lot of lap time you leave on the table. But on the other side, you need to be very open-minded. It's more about figuring out why we have a car that on Friday is by far the quickest. Before the Colapinto situation, Hamilton was 4/10 up and the last sector was just trouble, but he would have been the quickest. Then on Saturday it's completely different. Allison was sure that the Austin upgrade package was going to work. Amazingly here, he said that the 3 weeks they had during this break were more than enough to find the weakness of the car and to work on the upgrades. During the qualifying session, the car looked pretty good. Russell missed out on pole position by just 1.2 of a second. Hamilton had to slow down because of yellow flags when he was 4/10 up on Russell when this happened. But at the end of the day, Mercedes had to be happy with 6th place and it did not finish. Hamilton will definitely have a lot to say about the situation that put him in the position he's in now. Instead of fighting with the top drivers, Hamilton is now just 10 points ahead of Russell. You can't help but wonder how every time Mercedes tries something new, it's always with his car and not with Russell's. Whether or not this is on purpose because Hamilton is leaving the team, that's up to the team to answer. But to treat the man who brought you so many victories and championships in your trophy case is definitely showing what type of team you are. This again spells good news for Hamilton's future because he'll be driving a car that finally understands what it needs to fight for race wins and championships. Even though being champion is more or less out of the question this year, Ferrari are getting better and better. 2025 will be a year to remember because it would be one of the most legendary pairs on the grid for the red team. Combined with the close competition, this would bring us a lot of excitement on the grid. Hamilton, who understands that this might be one of his last chances to have a shot at the 8th record-breaking championship. If there's a man who will give his everything to grab what's presented in front of him, that is definitely Lewis. With all of this in mind, do you think that Lewis is eagerly waiting for the time to come to join Ferrari and finally find a team that would listen to his feedback the way he wants it to? And more importantly, do you think Mercedes will regret the fact that they didn't try harder to keep him around? Let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that's appearing on your screen right now.